Okay, sorry guys, the hubs came home for lunch for a few minutes. Anyways, I had brought up to the pediatrician before that, I had these concerns about Ryan, and it's kind of hard not to compare because, hi buddy, he's going to show off his whole wardrobe to us. So anyways, yeah, get used to it. So, get used to it. I've gotten used to it. You can get used to it too, okay? So, yeah, the pediatrician was he felt like crap, and as he should, and I actually immediately found another pediatrician after that because honestly, he kept blowing off all of our concerns and telling me things like you shouldn't compare them because, I had twins, and it's pretty easy to compare when you have one that wants to sit still and listen to all the books that you're reading and ask questions and repeat words, from the book and ask about them. And then you have another kid that can't sit still for more than 10 seconds and keeps running circles around the house and, doesn't pay any attention to you when you're talking to them and stuff like that. And so those are some of the signs we were seeing that made us question, how development was going. Yeah. And so anyways, yeah, so that's kind of the beginning of finding out that Ryan was on the spectrum. And back then it was 22 years ago, so 23 years ago. You can imagine back then resources were not very prevalent, and you really had to dig to find support groups, and the educational system wasn't as prepared as they are now. We used to do something back then when he was little that was called ABA therapy. It's applied behavioral analysis. It went by a couple of different names. Originally, ABA had a pretty dark history to it, but the kind that they were teaching in school was a modified version that did not give any kind of punishment for not being able to stay on task. It gave rewards for being able to stay on task, and so it was a different, more positive version of it. There's still some controversy in the autism communities over ABA therapy, but I think ABA therapy is just kind of a blanket name for a combination of a bunch of different kinds of therapies that I think really did a lot to help Ryan when he was little. So, but that was just on the cusp of being explored in schools, and because of its controversy and controversial history, which the kind of therapy that Ryan was getting was not the controversial kind. If you could sit and watch them work with them, it was all positive reinforcement, positive reinforcement, positive reinforcement. When something negative would happen, you would literally just ignore it, pretend it didn't happen, and keep going until you got something that was positive, and then you would reinforce in a positive way. And that helped a lot with Ryan's communication skills and social skills, learning how to recognize emotions. They did a lot of social stories. Back then at the time though, that, like I said, that wasn't a proven method, and so you couldn't put that in the IEP. And nowadays it's actually really standard practice, from what I understand, talking to other autism parents that have younger children. It's just standard fare. That's what they do in the classrooms. And back when Ryan was little, we were just kind of pioneering how the educational system would work for our children, because up until then, most of our children weren't even allowed to go to public schools. And so it was a uphill battle trying to make sure that all of our children's needs were being met while they were in school. And anyways, that's a whole nother video, which I'm happy to go into if people are interested in that. So anyways, just wanted to introduce you to Ryan. Come here, buddy. He's very entertaining. We love him to bits and pieces. He's the funniest man I think I've ever met. Here, besides his dad. You want to say bye to everybody?
Bye, everybody.
See you later, alligators. All right, that's what you got.